Um, I don't really know how to start this. This is my first video that I'm gonna post on YouTube, but for those that don't know me, my name's Nick. I'm a JUCO baseball player. Just turned 19 a few days ago. And, my season ended, and I'm going into the off season. And we're gonna grind. And I kind of want to post my daily journey to that. Just what I do every day for something to look back on and to hold myself accountable, and just to give players an insight on what life looks like, as someone looking to make it out of a JUCO level who didn't really see a lot of success in his first year in terms of playing. It's kind of a unique aspect because a lot of days on social media you just see guys that are already, at the top, and I'm kind of not in that position right now. So, but I want to be at one point. So it's like I'm just gonna kind of take you guys through my goals for summer 2026. Leading up to my fall season. You know, and I have 5 main goals that I want to hit. You know, and this is just a broader perspective. We're gonna get deep into them. But number 1, I want to get big. Number 2, I want to hit the ball harder. Number 3, I want to throw the ball harder. Number 4, I want to get more athletic. And number 5, YouTube. We'll get more into those, specifically right now. I got the list kind of right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but basically, number 1, I want to get big. So, I want to. Right now, I'm sitting at about 170 pounds. I got a little fluff on me. I want to get to about 178 to 180 lean. And we're gonna do this with I'm just reading off this daily diet that I follow every day. I kind of want to eat the same things every day. Obviously, mix it up a little bit, but for the most part, eat the same things every day. Eat a specific amount of calories. We're gonna have a high calorie intake, but it's gonna be whole foods. And I kind of want to take y'all through that journey of learning how to fuel my body properly as an athlete. I kind of know what I'm doing, but if we can get a daily structure where I eat the same foods every day, you can expect, in the videos, just like grocery hauls or cooking videos. We'll get more into the video styles at the end, but that's just something that y'all can expect in the content. And then most importantly, a structured lifting program. So I've currently been building a program that has 4 phases. 1 month is a phase. We will get more into that in future videos. I'm kind of taking a week off right now to get my life sorted out, finish out school, finish building my program. But I will definitely make a video showing that off, so y'all can just see, what I'm doing. And you guys are going to see it over the course of 3 months, 4 months, how it's going to go down. Next, we have hit the ball harder. How we're going to do this, we're going to do bi-weekly, T-exit velo and HitTrax testing. We're just going to, that's how we're going to track it, every 2 weeks, set up the pocket radar, get daily video in. Because, I believe, exit velo aligns with mechanics. We're going to work on my mechanics, fine tune it, not do anything drastic. I feel like that's where I struggle this season. I try to change too much in one bit. We're just going to, fine tune what we have, just not try to do anything crazy, but, perfect my craft, my stance, keep it, my swing, lean into my strengths while correcting my weaknesses, working with trainers. I have one specific trainer that I'm going to be working with, definitely have some content with that. And just building consistent cage routines that I could follow, T routines, machine routines, BP routines, that I can always, lean on when times are getting tough, in the season. That's something I didn't really have a season. I didn't have structure, so that's kind of what I want, just hitting the ball harder, feeling confident in my swing. Like I said, these goals are kind of like broad, like get big, hit the ball harder, but there's a lot that's going to go into them. So, I'm just excited to get after it. But next, throw the ball harder. This is another thing. The big thing this summer is building routines, following structured programs, and we're going to have a throwing routine with phases, just like lifting, just like hitting. And it's just going to be structured, You're going to have arm care in there, learning how to take care of my body properly, all that good stuff. That's kind of, as an outfielder, I've had good accuracy from the outfield, but my arm has always been kind of on the weaker side, actually, Like, I can hit my cuts, but I'm really, limited to being a corner outfielder, especially in left with the weak arm. And I just want to work on that. I want to have an absolute fucking missile on me. Just a fucking cannon. Just, launch that bitch from anywhere. And like I said, we'll get more into that. That's kind of something I haven't really built or had experience in building. So, you can expect long toss routines, all that, good stuff, yeah. And then number 4, which kind of coincides with, number 3 and 4 are kind of they go hand in hand when it comes defensively, becoming a better outfielder. But I want to get more athletic. And how I'm going to do this is, number 1, sprinting and jumping, which, we'll get more into. But during the first month, we won't really do a lot. Still will, not a lot. We're just kind of getting stronger. But get more athletic. You're going to really see that in the July to late August months. It's just going to be a lot of athletic stuff in the weight room. But throughout the entire process, it's going to be a lot of defensive work. And it's not just going to be cookie cutter, fungos. We're going to try to incorporate different things, whether it's with my trainer, or my friends that I'm training with, or my brother. We're just going to do some dynamic, movement-based things. Even in my throwing routines, doing cross-body throws, doing crow hop throws. And that's kind of something I struggle with. I kind of look stiff, from the outfield. So we're just going to try to, hammer that down. Just get a lot of movement in, you know what I'm saying? Just, be a better athlete, and we're going to try different positions in my movement work, That's kind of something I tapped into last summer, but not too much, it's kind of too late. But, I'm going to try to, work some infield drills in there, do infield-related footwork, take reps in the infield, fungos, just be an overall guy who can play anywhere in the field. That's one of the things I feel like is essential. Just being athletic enough to not necessarily you have the position mastered. That's kind of hard to do in 3 months, especially with no game experience. But, just being an athlete. An athlete, they can go anywhere and perform. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. And then next is kind of what this is about, YouTube. I want to get better at it, and the only way to get better at it is being consistent. This video, I already know it's going to be complete dog shit. It's my first one. But, I want to post at least one time a week, but record daily. So, that could be multiple videos in a week. But I want, clips from every day at least, and, at least be able to put it in the end of week video. That's my goal. One video just showing my whole week, or, maybe even a video just showing one day. It depends on the time I have. But I definitely want to record daily. I want to hold myself accountable to that. And yeah, just, get ready to show the journey, I said, just remember these goals. I don't know how well you can see them. Don't expect crazy editing or crazy quality from these videos, but I'm excited. It's fucking 12 a.m. right now. I got class tomorrow. I should probably be asleep, so that's gonna wrap it up. But I kind of just want to get this first video out there, so I don't just fucking show up with one video and it's who the fuck am I? What are my goals? Get some insight to what the channel is going to be about, and that'll be it. So peace out.